Sweatshops are bad places. These workers are from Malaysia, Sri Lanka, Guatemala, Bangladesh, and these people are being taken advantage of because of their extreme poverty, and they get paid below minimum wage. These companies are making billions of dollars off these people. For example, companies such as Walmart, Joe Fresh, Nike, and there's still others.
Brands do you think are made in sweatshops?
For sure, Walmart is part of it. They have their own sweatshop. They own the sweatshop. They're not only leasing or paying for companies who run. Because in Bangladesh lately, what came out into the international spotlight was basically some Canadian companies. I remember a couple of years ago, Nike was caught using sweatshops, and 2 or 3 years ago it came out into the international spotlight, and then the outrage was so big, and the sales started sloping, so the sales started dropping so dramatically that they closed down the sweatshop. They announced that there will be no more sweatshops.
Do you know about the Joe Fresh incident?
Joe Fresh, there you go, the Joe Fresh. Oh yeah, I know. It's like it's absolutely outrageous. We are talking about $1 per day. The absolute poverty in the world is defined by who lives under $1 per day. And these people who are working in these sweatshops make $36 a month. $36 a month. Now, just put into context, probably most of the teachers in the school spend more than $36 on coffee per month, okay? Coffee, so you can imagine how little it is. And these people work 10, 12 hours a day, they make $30, $40 a month, and they support the whole family. This is absolutely ridiculous. By increasing the salary, by doubling the salary, increasing to $72, it would basically an extra 5 cents per clothing or 10 cents per clothing on a $10 or $20 t-shirt or pair of pants, 10 cents, 5 cents. We could afford it. It's just a greed.
This Christmas holiday, I flew to Guatemala City to be with my grandparents. I stayed in a small town called San Juan Zacatepec. While I was here, I took the advantage and found some workers that are women and children that work to make clothing for little money. Women that work long hours and children that work in the morning and go to school in the nighttime. They work in poor conditions and sleep in poor conditions. I personally saw it with my eyes. These are the type of people who make your new clothes and your fresh shoes for little to nothing. There are many other brands that use sweatshop labor. It's not our fault because most of us are not informed and do not know where they come from and who they're made by. The Gap, one of several companies sued in 1999 by workers on the island of Sapien in the Western Pacific over conditions in its garment factory. Gap, along with the other firms, paid a $20 million settlement after the court heard of injured workers, withheld wages, and forced overtime. Some working as long as 16 hours a day to hand sew clothing said they were not being paid at the identified Gap supplier because their employers said they were still training. There are many brands that use sweatshop labor. It's not our fault because most of us are not informed and do not know about where they come from and who they're made by. But we researched and found many brands that use non-sweatshop labor such as
When you go into a store, we want you to be aware of what you buy. Stop and think. Would you want someone to buy this if you made for pennies and dimes? Just remember when you buy from a brand, think not sweatshops.